Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Blue, and welcome to another Shoutcast. We're just hanging out tonight. We got two teams going up against each other in the team queue right now. Don't recognize any of them by name, so I believe this could be just some guys getting grouped up here randomly by the thing here. But we got 4 Guardians on the blue team and 1 Necromancer. It should be interesting to see how that comes out. But as we open up the map and check things out, we are going to be seeing a 2-3 split from the blue team, and those were horribly drawn numbers. And we're going to be seeing another 2-3 split coming out from the red team. Over here on the red team, Vivri is going to be staying over at the home point. It's the warrior for the red team, and the Necromancer is going to progress onwards to middle. Let's talk about with that team fight. Speaking of the team fight, we do see Juck extending into red team territory over here at this mid fight, trying to get some damage going over here onto Nemesis, I believe, is the Necromancer over here, trying to get some damage onto Juck, one of the Guardians over here on the blue team at the moment. Other than that, we just got the big team fight going here. In terms of how this team fight's going, it does look like red team has a bit of an advantage here right now. Obviously, they do have a little bit more, say, variety in what their team brings to the fights. That's obviously going to be giving them a pretty big advantage here, and more than likely will probably to their advantage in the actual team fight itself. We are going to have to see, because again, keep in mind, this is Legacy middle, and that point can take quite a long time to capture, even if you are absolutely dominating the team fight, just because of how quickly this point can be reinforced, as long as you do have one person sitting ready at your home node. But checking some other things out here, we did just see the red team Thief tier, Seeker's Verified to the waterfall, got the decap, is going to get immobilized over here, but nice job dodging out of the way of that there. Would have put pretty hefty long duration of burn over here on the tier had he eaten that. So he's just going to make his way back to mid over there, come out of the support team fight, going instantly bursting down this Guardian here. Will knock him out of play now, knock him out as you're seeing right there, and again, push that red team just a little bit further towards winning the final team fight and actually capturing the point. Agnes, once again, was the one that actually had to fall back here. We're also seeing another one. I believe this is actually the Necromancer that's pushing forward now onto the point to try and keep things going, but it's looking like the show's sort of ending over here in middle for the blue team, and more than likely very soon they are going to be getting knocked out. We just see Mina Sobering over here again in the downstate, going to get stomped out right there, getting taken out by him. Some red team members are starting to get very low, but again, the pressure from the blue team is minimal at best here, so Koryu, Ionia, the Necromancer on the blue side, probably not going to be able to do much, and yeah, we'll probably end up on the ground here very soon as well. We do have Agnes here coming up from the waterfall. That was back over there, capturing that just a few seconds ago, has actually joined this team fight, but will probably be knocked out a couple seconds here because the red team is absolutely swarming. However, the blue team, excellently thought out over here. They did decide, or rather they realized, that the red team was extremely focused on that middle point, so much so that they didn't actually leave anyone over at their own home point there, and as such, the blue team was able to infiltrate that point very easily and get a free decap. Probably going to be getting a full decap there as well, while at the same time still managing to hold on to the contention over here at the graveyard. Back over here at the waterfall once again. Did see Tyr, the thief from the red team, sneaking in over here to get the decap, and probably going to get the full cap too, because the blue team is very busy with their conquests over at red team's home node, as well as the middle point here right now, which again, they're still holding contention over. This is just in general what we would come to expect from this map here, so probably going to stay that way for at least a few more minutes here. Juck starting to get very low, probably going to end up, actually will end up in the downside right here. Nanito coming in for a stomp right now, did have stability there, I believe, and as such, was not affected by the knockback, and I managed to take out Juck there, eliminating another member of the blue team from the game. Back over here, once again, we did see Mina Snowbringer coming in to recapture the waterfall. We do see that Koryu has managed to pop out his Lich form here, so putting out a lot of damage indeed. Is going to leave himself very squishy, but unfortunately, as you can see here, red team not really doing much to punish him, so we may see a couple red bodies on the floor here very soon if they're not careful. Koryu still's got a couple seconds left on that Lich form there. Quite a few seconds left, actually, on the Lich form here, so he's going to be able to bring a lot of damage to this fight. Red team, though, making good use of it, and we actually are going to see Koryu cancel that Lich form just a couple seconds early there to bring himself back down to a more manageable state of health here. We did see red team member finally getting naked down here. CK was knocked out of the game there finally, so we are going to see the blue team starting to make some progress here and maybe coming back into this game. The current scores, as you can see, this game is moving very slowly indeed. We're about 4 minutes in, a little less than that. We're about 4 minutes into this game, and we only see one team ahead of 100 points here at the moment, and it's still a very close game. The red team here at the moment only holds about a 20-point advantage over their Guardian-infested opponents here, and it looks as though the Guardian team on the blue side is really starting to make a comeback here and may actually get sort of the advantage going over here at the middle point. But again, red team making the best of a bad situation over here is going to be making their way to the waterfall. We are going to see CK coming in, work the decap at the waterfall very soon, and they might be able to infiltrate a full cap over here if we don't see anyone for the blue team falling back soon enough. And CK actually, no, he's just going to decide to be happy there with the decap, as again, his team still does control their home node over here at the quarry, make his way back to mid and be able to support that team fight there, which again is starting to look very dire from the red team. Their excellent job on the blue team's part coming in there, really getting that focus. Really bad mistake by the red team actually in allowing Koryu to focus off here with his Lich form for such a long time. Really put a pretty hefty amount of damage there onto those guys, and did lead to them getting wiped out of that mid-fight, or at least they control the mid-fight for quite some time. But they do have a considerable force coming back into the fight right now. We can see that 3 red team members here again are going up against 3 blue team members, and last time we saw a fairly even team fight, we did see the red team taking the advantage out of it, so we're going to have to see. Blue team, though, getting their Necromancer on the point, are going to be able to get that advantage once again, but obviously are going to be risking the decap, which will almost instantly be happening after they got that cap back. So one of the members of the blue team, if they want to keep hold of this, is going to have to lead this point very soon. Back at the quarry, we did have a bit of a 1v1 happening. Agnes versus one of the members of the red team over here, Tyr, the thief over there. Agnes did actually take victory in this 1v1, and as such is going to be taking control of the point, and actually is leaving the thief for the time being out to bleed, but will now be going in for some damage right here. Red team sort of swarmed over here in the waterfall just to make sure they could get 1 point, and it looks like they are going to be pushing onwards to mid with that. Good plan, but again, as you can see over here, they did have to keep their eyes on things, and CK is going to be brought out of the fight because they decided to push through there. One of the guardians actually swept back over here just to keep another member of the red team off this mid fight that is currently going on. We do see blue bodies on the floor. Choreo specifically did get knocked out there right there again. The elimination of the power necro. It's going to be elimination of a lot of potentially what could have been a dangerous situation, as his lich cooldown is probably going to be coming off, and I believe in about like 10 to 20 seconds here, so had they have left him, he more than likely would have been able to pop that in the span of this current team fight there, and probably again done a hefty amount of damage. That's not to say it can't happen again when he gets back into play, which as we take a look at his role over here, yep, his lich form's coming up in about 10 seconds now, so when he does get back into the team fight, we'll probably see that getting popped very soon again. But blue team very much so in a dire situation over here at middle at the moment. We do see 2 red team members coming in. We have 2 guys from the blue team on the floor, but blue team may be able to come back to this. One of them did get raised up over there. They're double resing Juck right now. Symbol of Justice going in. That'll get Juck back up into play. Nicely done indeed. And they are going to be able to keep themselves going for the time being in this team fight now. And again, might actually turn it around. Vivir starting to get low. Vivir going to go into the downstate, and excellently played here by the blue team. Really starting to turn things around in their favor. But again, red team reinforcements are coming in. A nice knockback coming off there from Nanito over there, as he does try to come in here and get Vivir up. But unfortunately, Vivir is not going to get brought back up. We are going to see the stomp executed over there by Alex. And as such, once again, red team will start to lose their forces, and here we go. The power necro is back into play over here. Choreo, we are seeing over here that the elementals is trying to get some focus over here on him, but Kuro is going to try to turn that around right now, going for some huge damage here on the CK. Really, all they got to do is spam one over here, and the damage really does get unleashed onto his opponents. But nice CC going off on here to Choreo. Going to turn the tables right back on him. He's going down. Double stomp going in. Teammates are going to have to assist with the interrupt, but it's not going to happen. And we are going to once again see the elimination of the Necromancer from the team fight. Nanito once again is in the downstate. Tyr is also down over here towards the waterfall. Was wiped out, I believe, a couple seconds ago. However, he is going to be able to self-res as they did leave his corpse on the floor, and will be assisted by one of the warriors from the red team, as well as they make their way over here to the waterfall point. But back over here, once again in the mid-fight, blue team has gotten pretty decent control. They do once again have the advantage over here, and might actually be able to keep tag the point now, because as you can see, red team is starting to exercise other options over here on the side points, and because they have decided to do that, and they have been doing it just a little bit better than the blue team, they are holding this very, very, very small lead that we do see here at the moment. Once again, we're at about the 7.5 minute mark here. Red team does have 2 capture points and about a 20-point lead here, whereas our blue team, although they are very quickly approaching a capture point in here in the middle for finally, because again, this point has yet to be capped. They are still behind at the moment with 0 caps. But as we go back, again, checking out some of the side votes here, just so we can get away from middle for a couple seconds, we can see that 2 members of the blue team are going up against Vivri at the moment. We're going to be trying to knock him out, and should be able to do so very simply right here. Again, 2v1, no trouble whatsoever for the blue team. And then back over here at the quarry as well, we do have another 1v1 between Tyr again, getting hit up pretty hard here by Agnes. We are going to see Tyr going into the downstate. Agnes once again running another 1v1 versus this thief over here. I believe Agnes again is running with I want to say a burn build. Could be wrong on that though, and she has asked me not to spectate her build here, so I'm not going to be going over that, but I do believe it's a burn build. Could be wrong on that though. Anyway, going back over here, we can see that CK is actually going to fall back over to the red team Hono. Not sure if I totally agree with this, because again, you do still have Agnes over here trying to see. Actually, no, never mind. Now I see. There's a lot of there is red team reinforce coming in players, so to invoke the 2v1, not too bad of a move, but we're gonna have to see how it pans out. CK again on elements here, starting to take quite a bit of damage as we check out his build here at the moment. He is again running with the Soldier's Eminence. Soldier's Eminence staff build actually, with the traits being 00, 20, 20, 30 here at the moment on his Elementalist on the staff build here again. But we'll go back to him in a second. Actually, no, he may be getting low here, so we're gonna stick with it just with the timing. But he's doing a nice job of holding on. You can see here at the moment, doing an excellent job popping off his heals when he needs to, keeping himself alive. That will run out eventually though, and he is going to have to be careful of that. And they're mainly relying on Vivri at this point to do the damage. Vivri, however, seems to be doing it quite well. Knockbacks coming off here as they're going to try to save Agnes. They do need some cleave to go onto the body here, and it does look like they're going to have enough. And Agnes will get herself back up into play here right now. Vivri tried to go for an eviscerate there, but we did see renewed focus being channeled time there by Alex, and as such was able to keep himself alive. And everyone's getting low here except Vivri, especially over here. We are going to see CK going down probably very soon too. But we will come back when we see down bodies, because we do see that back over here in middle once again, the Necromancer has been taken down, but so has Nemisept over here. So we're gonna have to see Juck also is getting very low, and Nanito is down here too. Red team's pulling out, and guys, look at this. We finally have seen the capture going off over here at the graveyard point. Blue team did manage to get that, and they are, again, they did actually just get the lead as of a couple seconds ago here too. So this is still a very close and very active game. Nobody has control of it yet, but it looks like the blue team is probably going to be jetting themselves ahead here very shortly. To check back in what is going on over here, Agnes was taken out just a few seconds ago by Vivri and CK, so nicely done by the red team at holding out over here at their home point. Good job by CK too on the intuition of going back there just as his teammate was respawning and ensuring that he wouldn't be able to keep himself alive against a 2v1 for that long of a time. It was a bet he had to take, and it definitely paid off for him as they were able to get control of the point. Unfortunately, because he didn't end up staying in middle, they actually lost control of that node. So once again, the blue team finally has control of that very nice staging ground, but our red team is surely shaping up to come back into this game right now. Mina at the moment is recapturing the waterfall for the blue team, but as you can see as we open to the big map here for just a second, red team is really swarming in over here onto the waterfall point, so she is going to have to hold on. She'll probably be taking quite a bit of burst. Choreo is coming back though and has already popped off his Lich Lord. A bit of a risky move there, popping it a bit early. Is going to miss off a couple seconds of channels here because of that, but he's going in. Definitely bringing in the damage here at the moment, but is being CC'd once again pretty heavily here by the Necromancer over on the red team. He's taken so much damage, was able to come out of the form there a little bit early and keep himself alive for the timing, but he is going to have to watch out for the CC. He has basically full Death Shroud though, so again, we'll be able to bring out some damage from this too. Trying to see health pools here at the moment. Nemesept is, actually apologies, Nemesept is fine. That was his Death Shroud there that we were looking at, but going back over to Choreo here, he's not looking too hot again. He is running with a Power Necromancer build here, running with, apologies, 6 runes of the Ogre, as well as Dagger with a Focus and Axe. I'm with Warhorn, Valkyrie's Amulet, and the traits being fairly standard power necker, 30-10, 0-0-30. So he was wiped out over there. Blue team has lost quite a bit of their damage, and their other guys are getting a little bit low here too, so they are going to have to watch out. CK coming in for the stop on Amina Soulbringer. She was just brought down over here too, but a nice knockback coming out from Alex. Alex going to try to save the day, but those Necromancer marks, they're coming in from Nemesept. Unfortunately, again, it's just going to be far too much damage for them to handle. Nicely done by Nemesept, keeping those teammates in the down state and forcing blue team, as you can see, they are starting to retreat and really just pushing them out of that point. However, blue team, because they still had dominant control that whole time, they were able to, again, dominate their lead here a little bit more. They're about 50 points ahead here. This is still a very close game, and blue team actually and now, unfortunately, a bit of a miscommunication there on the red team's part, leaving no one there to actually capture the point. Juck is still on this point here too, so we do have to see Nemesept actually stomping him out there before they get a decap, and blue team is really just going to rocket ahead here right now as well. But back over here, we can see that red team, as they are very close to that 350 point mark, they don't have it just yet. Once again, once you hit 350 points, you can rust the Lord, as they are coming close to that tier over here. Looks like tier might try to go for it a bit early. Unfortunately, Mina did see this coming and is probably going to be sticking by there now, which will make that task basically impossible for tier. But let's check in on some of the other fights once again. Back over here at the quarter, we can see that it's Agnes as well as CK and Vivri going up against each other. Remember, last time we did CK and Vivri going up against with this 2v1 scenario. Obviously, it's a 2v1 scenario, so they are going to take this one, and this node will probably going back into red team control. It's just a matter of how quickly, because Agnes is doing a fairly good job actually of holding off on the onslaught for the time being, but again, cooldowns are running low. The decap has actually gone off there, and Agnes is just holding it in contention at this point. Blue team coming out of their base in a huge group, actually, as you can see here at the moment, really swarming into the waterfall point. As you can see, you're going to come in here, putting a lot of damage on that tier at the moment, are trying to focus him down. Personally, I would probably be going for Nemesept again. Taking a look, he's got a Zerka's Amulet. He won't be able to survive the onslaught of damage coming in from these guys for too long here, so I think it might have been a better option to try and take him down, but nonetheless, it looks like they are handling things quite nicely. Those marks, maybe a bit of trouble, they're not watching out for him, but Nemesept is on the run at this point, and this node will basically be guaranteed going back to the blue team in just a couple seconds, as we see Nemesept getting knocked out over here. Back in the mid, Alex, Bunker Guardian over here, I believe, for the blue team is hanging on quite nicely. Again, checking out his build here really quickly. 6 runes with a Soldier, Sword with an offhand focus, along with a Greatsword, Cleric's Amulet, and the traits being 0-0-10, 30-30. The weapon's a bit reminiscent of what could be a DPS build, but obviously traits and everything else in the build is fairly reminiscent of what we would expect from a regular Virtue's Bunker build there, so definitely representing the bunker for this team. And again, our blue team looks like they finally managed to get a solid grasp on things over here, and as such, it looks like they may be taking this, guys. Red team very scared at the moment. You can see they are going to try to make a last-ditch attempt to rush over here into the Lord, but they have got less than 20 seconds to do it, and I'm just not sure if it's going to be possible. We will have to wait and see, but if my bets are correct, I think we are going to be seeing the blue team take this one. 10 points left to go. I'm going to toss out an early congratulations over here to our members of the blue team. They are going to be taking this game, guys, so congratulations to Alex, Choreo, Mina, JUK, and Agnes for taking this game. Guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We are not doing content as often as I'd like, but as well, there's always some good SPVP stuff coming into play. If you guys would like to subscribe for that, you may certainly do so. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video, so have a nice day, guys. See you next time.
When the time comes, be ready. Don't you hesitate. There's nobody left in the world who could ever shake my faith. Holding me back.